I knew we couldn't do this stuff in Facebook. It was too public, too open, too messy. But it seemed like somehow we could unleash the power in this kind of social interaction somewhere. So we did do, I have to confess, an exploration of Google land, and fortunately wiser heads than me prevailed, and we didn't go too deep into that. Lucky for us, I sometimes claim that I invented Satya Nadella because I wrote a white paper in 2010 about all the things that Microsoft needed to do to radically change itself, which is why we were going to abandon Microsoft and go to Google. But that, of course, is not true. It's true that I wrote the white paper, but fortunately for us, because we had deep commitment to Microsoft, we used Outlook. We had millions of artifacts in Word, PowerPoint, Excel. Real estate runs on Excel. Real estate can't operate without basic Microsoft artifacts. Lucky for us, Satya Nadella came along, turned Microsoft inside out, and has created what is for us a very, very vibrant, exciting platform for us to work collaboratively at a whole nother level, and to work over distance at a whole nother level, and to work out loud and transparently at a whole nother level. So we started using Yammer before Yammer was even bought by Microsoft. And that was this big new thing of making ourselves share information with each other more in a bulletin board way, not just a document way. And then we were very early on the Teams bandwagon. We were told last year by somebody in the Microsoft Teams shop that they see all of this stuff. They see people using it. They can't see what we're writing to each other, but they see the velocity of the work. The RealFoundations is one of the highest per capita users of Teams in the world. Obviously not the biggest users, because they're much bigger companies that use Teams. But when they look at our 500 people and the amount of time they spend in Teams every day, we're way at the top of that chart. So we were kind of poised because of that whole legacy of drive to collaborate any way that we could. As the digital tools and places started to appear that were more supportive of that, we took some missteps. We learned some things with some crazy explorations. And then we made this big commitment to the Yammer and then Teams world, then the Microsoft 365 world. It's a whole nother level of what daily practice. If you watch a day in the life of one of our practitioners today and compare it to 8-9 years ago, it's a very different day in terms of the digital artifacts that they use and the digital places they go to. And we were fortunate in that the work we do forces us to work in different places. So we just can't cleave to one workplace in the way that many of our clients can. And then I think we were bright enough to sort of see the potential and then jump on some of these things early.